Hello, and welcome to my channel. If you've not seen me before, my name is Lisa, but I can go by Liz or Lise, and I hope you're having a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be, and welcome to this recording, if you will. And while I do try to keep my videos with less of the curse words, there are some curse words that do occur throughout this playthrough, so please do keep that in mind as you watch. Also, of course, too, if you're enjoying the content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, enjoy! Hello, it's Future Me Past Me here to tell you as a PSA that there are some flashing moments in this game. That is, ever since the update dropped for 2.9.0 as well as the DLC. It's mostly very subtle, but it happened when I was getting items, that is from the, I believe, crafting bench, and if not even also the Jamboree stand. It just so happened that just receiving the items very quickly, it was flashy too anytime that happened. And also in the DLC itself, it happened. There's one particular area, you could say, with the garden, that off to the right, there's just this hedge that likes to flash a little bit. I just want to put that warning out there. It's not super terrible, but in case you are someone who is sensitive to that, just thought I'd put this warning in here. So keep that in mind, and hopefully in the future, they will have that patched out and updated. But of course, too, please enjoy the video starting now. All right, and we are back with another recording, and I look certainly very different now, don't I? But I've been having trouble again with my game audio. In fact, it's gotten even worse. That is, it went back to what it was beforehand, so I don't think any of this is going through right, but yeah, especially that. I'm just gonna go in, and I totally forgot one other part, because I don't have it up. So this might actually put it a little weird. We're gonna cut that part out. You're not even gonna know. What happened? I don't know. But in turn, we're going to see what we can do for today regardless. The audio again is going to be pretty unfortunate, but we're welcomed back. Oh my gosh, they're visiting. Might be coming soon, of course. And that came in extra spicy now, didn't it? But we do have some other things to tend to. Inside, how goes the mission? I'm crushing it. I think I should get a promotion. Should I have left the planet or something? Fantastic. Wonderful. Well, I think we're almost done with the Interlude of Dreams. And again, I'm sorry. But red alert, wrong character. Red alert, red alert. Captain, the USS Friend ship is in danger. I tried scanning the computer with my octocoder. It's like speedometer. That's not how you say it. Well, you do say it that way. You don't call it speedometer. Sorry, I was reversing it. But you get it. It's fine. And it said very bad. Captain, the neutron detector is inside out and upside down. Hurry, what do we do? Tighten the zap gopes? Check the drive thingy. On it. Looks like it's working. What next? Quick, Technoblade, just don't flip the all-terrain vehicle. Fire the base effect drive. Sorry, perform a pattern parody. Nice work, the ship is stabilizing. I'll go outside to finish the repairs. No, we just need to use space magic, dance together, escape the blue goo, save the trees. I think that did it. We're through the space anomaly. Phew, that was close. And so much fun. I'm sad the Interlude of Dreams is almost over. Yeah, I really like this. Maybe I'll pick up a sci-fi book next? I need to work on real octocoder on a reel. Inside, don't forget to use the Kangentium to get your sci-fi rewards, okay? That's a captain's order. I think being captain has gone to your head, Batsumaru. Come on, let's go have a space hot chocolate at Hello Kitty's Cafe. Just phase through those. Gudetama has been spotted, of course, and there we have it. As well as, of course, plenty of important things to look at, because with the sound being as it is, we also have the importance of, well, of course, collecting these bits and pieces, and of course, again, this is off by a little bit, but more importantly, this is what we have, the Spooky Celebration finale. So you definitely want to log in, especially if you want the hat. We got the broom, but I'm noticing that the other piece isn't here, that I was half expecting to be here. I mean, it's not a furniture item, so I don't really get how you get the wings, but okay then, that's fine. Again, of course, what isn't fine is everything else that's gone awry, but yeah, we're just gonna power through this, so I'm terribly sorry, but you know, this is the true reality sometimes of, you know, this line of work, so you know, sometimes you gotta show the ugly and not just everything all fixed and spanned, so we're just gonna go through it, and that's just that. But it's just my capture card is not being registered, if you will. I mean, I don't know the best way to describe it, but it's not being registered, picked up by my settings that I have set on the computer, so it's kind of on its own, which is why it sounds so funky. I mean, that's what I've concluded, and I don't know what made it so that it just disconnected. I don't really have an answer to how to reconnect it besides doing a whole kind of reset of sorts, which would really suck. But that's how I got it to work in the first place. But it worked the first couple of days, and then it just decided to crap out again. So I don't really know what to do about it unless I have to go through those steps again, but it wouldn't make sense to have to go through all those steps again. But that's what's happening basically, and why it just sounds so funky and not the same, and why it keeps on going in and out. But I do have it a bit lower on purpose, so hopefully, you know, it isn't too distracting. When I streamed the game though, one day it was totally, you know, fine on the stream end, but not fine on my end. But now in the recording, I can hear it that it's off. So I also don't really know what that's about, as far as what, you know, it goes through streaming. And it does sound, of course, different when it is being streamed, right? It's all streamlined as well. I don't really have it separate or anything like that. Or, well, I try to get it separate, but at the same time, I can't actually get it separate. So that sucks. As well, for just how everything is just not working out for me. But I guess one thing that has worked out for me today is the best thing in the planet. Not only because, well, she's traveling in 3 days, but dun, 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 she's finally actually visiting. Even though this is her last day, but oh my gosh, I got trolled the last time. Sorry. For Monica here, so, you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles. But if we can get Pum Pum Puddin's mama here, you know what that means. So I'm super excited for it and looking forward to actually having her move in and all that fun stuff. But that's what's happening. So by the time that you see all this, though, it'll be different. My hair will be different again, too. But it just sucks. And I just hate that it just crapped out again. I don't really know the best steps I'm going to take as far as how to, again, fix it, but hopefully it will at least work maybe next time. I even reset the computer and all that too, so it's just really the capture card that's just been off the chain in its own world. But that's why I decided to do a recording versus a stream as well. Just for the sake of it. I didn't want to have to deal with it. But I'm still gonna have to deal with it this way, which is okay. You know, I can live with it like this. Sort of. Get this. Perfect. And then I do see that we do have a very important mail to look at, which I did know about, being again a part of the lovely Discord. So yeah, again, I'm a part of that now, just to keep up with stuff as best I can. Some stuff, of course, I'll miss, but most of it, hopefully I can keep an eye out on. Wow. Okay. Okay, again. Then we'll go up here, of course. Again, keeping an eye on some things. Okay, cool. So, I did learn a little something in the Discord as well, which I thought was an interesting way to put it. But I also am like, but why though? So, there are events that are going on right now, right? It was a question about why events, some are longer and some are shorter. And I'm gonna totally butcher my summary of this, but I thought it was interesting that the way that it was described for the way that why they were shorter and some were longer, mostly based off of the fact that sure, some of them were more precedent, more primary events. And one of those events, you know, you could say, of course, is what, well, of course it's past, but the 50th celebration of Hello Kitty and all that, and how it overlaps two other events. And I thought that was an interesting way to talk about it because, I mean, kind of like as an outsider, it's kind of like, well, so what? I mean, what's more important? But I guess the other events take more precedent, which is why the other is so short. So they claim, and they can't have two primary going on at the same time. Now that was interesting to read, is two primary really can't go at the same time. But then it's like, well, then why have it so that they overlap in the first place? Because again, I'm not entirely sure what this is supposed to be. The interlude part, because I mean, the other part, sure, the celebrating, that's fine, but yeah, very weird, but it's okay. Just do this. Okay. Great. That was great. Fantastic. But yeah, interesting. Enough. So, with an intermission. So speaking of trick or treat, so this is very short, but hi friends, we might mix up a few potions in our last mail, but don't worry, this one is full of spooky treats. So this is the correct spooky treats that we were supposed to get from the mistake that was up here. So again, those were last year's, that is 2024. We had to get 2025's, so we're in 2026 now, but yeah, I do think it's a little bit sad though that it is still that we just get the 75 given the mistake, because that was days missed out on, and again, it's ending soon, but oh well, you know, such is life. Life goes on. Speaking of going on, hopefully that what I've done now can still go on and isn't totally messed up, but if it is, just call it a scuffed one at that. A super scuffed one. Well. But I still want to do this. Still want to play in hopes, technically, for the visitor business. Because the visitor business is really why I jumped in. It's been, well, difficult to get a visitor now, hasn't it? But we're here, and that's what counts. You know, maybe the real thing is I just need one other piece to the puzzle, and that would fix it. But I'm not nerdy enough for that. That's really where my problem lies. But yeah, going on a different tangent, on a completely different one about my hair here. So I've actually always wanted to, I mean, okay, this is gonna sound really silly, but I've never liked when hair is looked like this, personally. I mean, of course, everyone, you do you. It's great, it's grand. I mean, you rock it. But I just never liked it. I just never liked certain aspects of it. It's not really doing it too terribly. I did also use very specific shampoo to kind of help out as well. hell yeah. But ultimately, it's not quite, you know, the look that I care about, but I really tried to not actually dye my roots. That was something that I was like, please don't, to myself. So if specifically, you can really see it if I pull it back on the sides, like that's where I was really trying to be careful about. But in turn, I've always admired people who've had their hair dyed very fun colors. Now, I never, of course, have gotten it super, super light. I did get it professionally done way back when I was in high school for highlights in particular. Which then, yeah, my hair was fried. I remember, and it was longer. So that also was a helpful one in a matter of speaking. I always forget these are swapped. But I would mess with my split ends, like literally break my split ends. So that wasn't so great. But in turn, that's when I was kind of on a dyeing spree, and that's how I destroyed my hair. Yeah, don't do that. And I used permanent, not semi-permanent, all that fun stuff. So that's not great either. But then I sometimes had breaks, but then I would still dye it. But what I'm trying to get at is that when it was dyed and highlighted, it was with red. So red is actually a very fun and tricky color. I went to the wrong spot, but it's okay. And I guess I also just was never really sure about what I wanted my hair, but I always, as I was saying, admire those who really had colored hair. So that was like the highlight bit was as close as I could possibly get it without being too committed. Even though I was like, man, hair color's so fun. I don't know how my mom felt about it at the time. I mean, she really didn't necessarily like that. But never liked hair in my face. That is, so me even like growing my hair out was like I had to make a deal that I would keep my hair out of my face. I know, ridiculous. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, right? That was the deal that I made with her. Where do I want to go next? Not that isn't there. I guess we can go here. And so I just never committed. And then while I always like tried to dye my hair lighter, because I always liked brown hair. I've never liked I technically do, but it's a dark brown. I can't really see it. There they disappear again into the nether. But I actually want to go here, but I never really thought about when I was also, what am I doing? Dyeing it, about how much lighter I would actually need to choose for the box of dye that I got. So then, I mean, one time or a couple of times I actually went straight up black as well, which didn't help when I wanted to go lighter, right? Because then, there it is. That makes a lot of sense. Whoops. Because, well, yeah, I just didn't understand the concept of how dye works. So that's why I started trying to get lighter boxes later on in life, and then, yeah, destroyed it more. Sorry, going on my tangents about my hair journey, because I know that's so intriguing and exciting. But in turn, I went with more of a, like an actual bleaching kit this time around, which I actually used beforehand, so, which I guess could kind of be seen in some of the others. Let me see. Yep. So it fucked up. That's really all I can say to that. 27 is the max for those two, by the way. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna let you collect the gemmies. I'm not too pressed about the moonbeams, but that does suck. Just a little bit. Wow, that is a table and a half, isn't it? But, I know that also for this color that I have right now that I'm rocking, it won't really, of course, when I dye it, the colors that you're gonna see it's not gonna show up as bright. So, right, I admired those who had it like really bright because I thought it was really cool. And I guess you could say, yes, Hayley Williams was an inspiration for having certain hair colors. But I know too, for my commitment, I'm really bad at committing to a hair color. Like I know for sure that I am just really bad at that. I like to change it up a lot of times. Like once I'm satisfied one way, then another I'm unsatisfied, sorry, the next. So that's why I'm always like, I just have to have black as my base color because I couldn't commit. Well, it's like with the controllers, right? I'm just like, ooh, those Joy-Cons, they're so pretty, but I'm like, oh my gosh, I would get bored. I guess is the best way to put it. I would just get bored. What if I'm not feeling that? Though I will say I do miss my beautiful iPod chromatic. It was a purple one. And I didn't really want purple, okay? Let's be clear. I still didn't want purple, but thank you. I still wanted it in some regards because I also wanted purple. So I was okay with it. It was a mixed bag. Like some days I was, some days I wasn't. But I still always wanted a black one. And unfortunately, while I did actually achieve those dreams, the one that I bought at the time, it wasn't used, so it was newer, but I didn't think of the fact that since it wasn't used at all, that the battery would be shot. And yeah, it was shot, and unfortunately, of course, the buyer didn't really know about it, but I still kind of wanted a partial refund because it was just like nowadays, right? There isn't really anywhere you can take it to go. I don't even know where I could bring it to go. But or like ship it to get it fixed, because I mean, I know the people out there are that can fix it, but I just don't know where those people actually are. Like, Apple is done with that crap. Like, this shit's old. Right? This is prehistoric. This is vintage. But I would love for it to work. Like, you can plug it in and it can turn on, but it will not hold a charge. It's so sad. And then I have this other one, this pink one that I got too, because I was like, well, if I can't get a black, I'll get a pink. And this was before I ended up with the black, and the pink doesn't hold the charges. It's shot too because it wasn't used enough. However, I do have a classic. I did research on it, so it's one of them. If you're nosy and nerdy about like, oops, does it have, you know, the stuff, as it were, that is space, right? I mean, how much music do you have, and how much music takes up? Whew. But I have been able to keep it alive. It actually still is alive. Still use it. Obviously, it's not perfect, and the audio quality is, you know, but I'm happy that I've kept it alive and that it still holds a decent charge, actually. It holds a better charge than the Nintendo Switch 2 when it's just on standby. Let alone even the Nintendo Switch. Like, it actually holds a charge. It's almost as good as the Vita that I still have, that I need to, yes, I need to do this. Move on to another life, another person. I've just been leaving it, but charging it, checking it, but it's not even put to sleep. Obviously, if you turn off the Switch, or at least I haven't actually turned off the Nintendo Switch 2. But in turn, it should hold a charge. Obviously, first iterations aren't great, and considering right now what's happening with it, as it freaks out, because maybe that's the issue, you know? Maybe deep down, it has nothing else to do with it. It's really just the Nintendo Switch 2 being all off and stuff, but it shouldn't be. It's other factors, of course, somewhere in the depths, but we're powering through. I'm trick-or-treating right now, though, until we end up with the trick. Whatever that means. But Forever is going to deal it for us and to us. But I hope that with the semi-permanent dye that I will be dyeing my hair, that it turns out all right. I mean, right now you're really getting the full look of it given that the sun is setting. So this is what it would look like, kind of, sort of in... Thank you for the dough. There's our trick. in a natural sunlight lighting versus the well, more so not so direct sunlight. But I think that took care of that. So hashtag island life, you gotta take a picture with you. Okay, and then gone fishing, fish in the gemstone mines. Look surprised, change your outfit and or avatar using the mirror, and then take a picture in the wheat flower fields. And thank goodness it's with Kagami. Wow, but 2 pictures. That's crazy. And then, well, I guess that will happen automatically. I'm surprised actually that didn't finish out. Got delivered to you, and then we gotta use the machine. Okay, so I get the gist. So we'll go back to the clouds because I always forget about them. Again, about giving the stuff, but yeah. I'm actually surprised that didn't finish out. Now that I think about it. It's okay though, I guess. Can't do anything about it now. But now the only reason why I would do this is so that we can get the all right, sorry, always forget. It's here. Then we gotta go, sorry, yes, here. Oh my gosh. I still want to flip them. But sorry, trick or treat. Gotta get the tricks out of the way for the treats. Oh my gosh. I was supposed to say, do I need to put something on it? Because don't really know about that. But yeah, I'm so while I do hate it, I'm still okay with it at the same time. Like, I'm trying to be okay with it. I'm trying to tell myself, you know, you gotta have your, you know, ugly moments as well. And this is my ugly moment. But at the same time, I don't think it turned out too bad. I did it pretty evenly, which I'm happy about. And ultimately, I'm also happy with the fact that it doesn't look too bad in the back as well. I don't, or I didn't, or I also don't. I don't really like to follow rules. So I also, of course, went a little bit against the grain, and that is I tried to section my hair, but didn't really section my hair. And I didn't use a brush. Damn. Because I don't have a brush. That is one that you use to dye hair with. Oh, right. Sorry, wrong way. I need to be here. So I just then eventually I brushed my hair with a different brush that I have. And that seemed to work out just fine. Let's just go here really quickly. You're here for a while, but not here long enough. All together now. I'm actually gonna retake it because I'll include them. Okay. And then what do you have to say? 2 iron. Vacation is the perfect time to make content. Oh, by the way, I thought you might like this. Okay, so seashell. Because we got 2 iron for the first initial start, so I don't actually pay attention to those, but we do get something for the first. But thanks for helping out today. I'm out tomorrow, see you on my next vacation. Oh! Boo! There's a trick. Did I scare you? Or did it scare you? Oh my gosh, it scared me because it was so good. We're better friends. I can see myself living here forever. I I can't believe you actually gave us an iron. Sorry. But this is what this was about. So yeah, you get different things. I mean, mostly it's been sticks, right? But I'm surprised. But seashell is also interesting. I gotta say. But thank goodness, finally, like this happened. You know what? Speaking of this happened. I hear your personality though is something to be desired. But I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. I guess I will go ahead and let him go and just call you. And I guess it will be that time, but I won't. So now I just put on these wings, but I won't change the color palette yet. I'm gonna rock it still. I don't like the colors. So maybe I should wait till I get a color that I actually like. It means I'll have to commit, but it's okay. I mean, this just looks the best. I'm just so partial to it. I just don't like the pants. I really don't. Damn. Ugh. Ugh, let's just do this for right now. We will fix this in just a moment's time. I forgot. Ah! Sorry, we're all going in. Trade. 3. And then let's get the antique. Oh, God. Okay. Sorry about the flashes. Sorry. Alright, but we got what we needed there. Congratulations to us. I don't think there's a reason to get another. But now it looks like we have a lot. Still mad about this one. Yeah, so I know there's more. I forget how many there are. Or like options is what I mean by more. At least I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I'm misremembering. I mean, at least want another one. Like, these are so cool, and yet it's just like, nope. Oh my gosh, thank you, dude. Thank you! Finally! I'm gonna do it too. It's okay, broski. Okay, these are obviously the pastime, so it's cheaper. Cheaper. Oh, sorry. Flashing. I mean, I don't know which one's flash, so... I wasn't expecting it. Sorry. I feel like I need to apologize anytime it happens. What a guy. Did it... I think I only got one on accident. But, oh! Really? I didn't realize. Only in Gemstone Mountain. Well, whoopsies. Did I really burn through that many? God darn it. Well, that's fine. Finally got those? Of course he did. It's okay, I'm not pressed. Well, let's see if we can find this. Okay, it's not there. You'd assume it could be mixed with those, but no. Not there either! What the heck, dude? Well, here they are. I literally have no idea. I just gotta kind of YOLO it. Oh my god, she's freaking out. Okay, great. No, you're freaking out because I'm talking to you. That's great. Oh my god, please. Just stay behind me. It's not that serious, guys. Lordy. Now, here I was thinking I thought they could, and it looks like they can't, which is very frustrating. I thought there were other color combinations. Unless I accidentally got removed? But I always thought there were. I mean, these? Apparently can. Did I miss-see them here? This can as well. Uh-oh. That sucks. I bet these then are in the same boat, huh? Yep. Damn. They'll be fixed in a patch, but it's too bad we can't see them right now. Yeah, because then there's this one. Here it is. But it's this one. And I didn't get that one. Did it do the same thing? Oh my god. I think it did. Damn it! That's so dumb. Ugh. Sorry. So what it did is it did the same thing with the bat. It looks the same, but you can't customize it. It's so frustrating because it's the same thing. Like, visually, it's the same thing. Right? But it's not. Ah! I hate wasting this stuff. So yeah, this doesn't count. That's the problem. And there's no way to tell. There's no obvious indicator. Where'd the rest go? What? Oh, they're just, oh my gosh. Resco, they're all here, but they're awkwardly spread. I don't remember how I did that, but okay. Sorry. I'm losing it. Because these were all together. Ah, dang it. That's just so frustrating. So what I mean is that while you would think this would count, no, it's this one. So next time I will be more aware of that, I guess. But yeah, I just can't believe I went through all of them. Yeah, they're not gonna be there. They're gonna be here, not there. Where I was scrolling before. I have no idea where they look like. Or what they look like. What? Position-wise. But clearly I still don't know where they are because, okay, these are just these. Still gotta do some baking. What? What the heck? Forget it. Apparently I don't know where anything is. I give up on life. Of, this life of me looking. But I can't believe it. Or I can. Ugh, I'm just so annoyed. I'm just like, why are they different? That's the real issue. Like, what made it so that they were different? And again, so sorry about it being all crappy. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching this part. And I hope that, you know, we're not done yet, but I hope that you're still enjoying the series. Even if you skipped. And if you don't watch them all, I hope this visit is still at least worth it. You know, so again, it's my capture card, it's not the game. Except if it, you know, well, crashes on its own, then that is the game. It's not my capture card. It's the game being like, oops, reset. Which in turn, I guess I really should have just done it the other way, but... And even me doing it the other way, it came in the other way too. That is the way that I hear it too. All wrong. Ooh, nice. Alright, so I got a little bit more, right? I mean, am I even doing this right? Did they even get collected? I don't get why they're not... I mean, are they... But no. Oh, they are. Of course they are. Okay, I am a silly person with a silly idea of what I can do in life. I'm back with the goods. I did not mean to get a broom. How dare he? I guess I used him a lot for potions. Whoops. All right, where is it? There it is. So again, you think that then the other would be the same, but no. So you got crimson, mint, pastel, forest, and purple. This again is super frustrating. And visually, they should be different, but they're not. They visually are not different. So I'm sorry if also you made those same mistakes. Please don't. Please, I hope you haven't. Or, you know, if you were smarter and you put the pieces together, I'm very happy for you. And I can only hope that in the future that also is visually fixed, because as someone who, you know, relies a lot on visuals, that just would be changed. It would be different. But we are going to go here into this lovely, lovely spot. And make these. All these. And then, again, there are some things that I still have yet to make for the celebration. I just haven't made them yet. And I don't really plan to make them. I totally forgot even part of that celebration. I was just so focused on the other stuff. But maybe in time we will. They should just be here. But I just want to make sure that I use a okay, just double checking. A guide. I think I already did it here for this one. But a guide to make them, because I don't trust myself to just waste them away. Though we do have a bit more, which is great, but yeah, I'd rather not waste them. As it being just a precious commodity. But speaking of that, what the heck? Did not realize that that was possible. Sorry, we need you one more time, buddy. I like how it's like for past events. Meanwhile. Okay, let's finish this out. Sorry about the flashing. And then what we need is 10 more, which I think is doable, and then we'll be done. This course takes 1. It'd be cool if we could, but alas. Again, we did finish this out, and technically we can get more of the items. I wouldn't necessarily mind getting a bit more. I do think it's a little strange for the other one being capped, but thank you. But sure enough, it is. Again, don't have any understanding, but Thanks, buddy. Also, speaking of understanding, I don't know why it does that either, but it's fine. Just gotta be careful not to accidentally hit the button more than once, right? Why not? And I just like having these just to decorate places. That's really all it is. Damn. Not that we can decorate the panel, but like... Get that. Not really interested in the bed exactly, but... Maybe I would want someone to be... or some more than one. And the only reason why we actually have more than one of these things is because I already got them and then we were gifted. So yeah, I still don't get that, but it's cool. Man, he's just coming up with all the extras all of a sudden. What the heck, man? Thank you, I think. Again, we got way more bubbles than we know what to do with. Of course you did. Cool. ×2! Oh my god, what a guy. Alright. So, it's gonna be snowing again later, but if we take a look here, Spooky Celebration, nice, is almost done. Still got just a little bit more to go, and then we are making ways for the futuristic, but alas, some of this futuristic is us that we have to, of course, put in the effort, and then, of course, logging in is another part of that. So, going back over here, there are technically enough days for me to get the final as long as I play, which of course I do plan to, but, you know, it does suck that we can't actually see them, that they're a little messed up, but that's okay. And then, of course, this goes the same for here, vlogging in. There are 20 in sight, so it is possible. And of course, this did start a little bit. That is about a day ago, I believe, or 2 days ago, because the last time we saw it was like 11 hours. So that would make sense. Like, the days kind of get a little crossed over a little bit depending on where you are time zone wise, but regardless, so, you know, we are a little bit behind, but then that's why they have some leniency, right? But, you know, it is always a tricky one. But that's what we had going on there. Now, there is actually one other part to this. Oops. That I thought of as I was doing this stuff, and then I forgot, then remembered. But we gotta do this. Or we don't have to, but choosing to do so. And again, I wish audio stuff was much easier, but you know, it could be if things were set up a little bit differently. So let's get this. A table. Almost there. There we go. Let's just be in the heart. Nope. Sorry. Sorry. Thought I was on a flower, but I wasn't. There we go. Partially here to do this. You're fine. Okay. From when it's steamed and then also the snow. I forgot that that's a new thing that can happen. I was like, what? I'm gonna bring him along just to see if we can get the benefits. If we don't, that's fine. I just haven't brought him around in a bit. because of his whole messed upness, but that's okay. Ugh. Guess I could give him to Knowles, huh? We're on the outskirts. It's usually not on the outskirts. Normal. There's another one. Again, I can hope. That hope only goes so far. Alright. No! Two! Hmm. Oh, I see it. Well, I see that too. Dang, that's cold? What? Oh dear. We're good. Really? Oh, that was terrible then. Okay. Oh my gosh, I found him! The rarities, right? Oh, the rarities. Let's just do this. All together now. And it's ugly as hell. It's okay though. We got him. Hell yeah. Back to the other part. Okay. Was it in the water? No. Oh. Okay, fair enough. Finally found it. Along with the buddy, so really it was kind of worth it, huh? Ta-da! Curly table indeed. So if we take a look over, here again, we can see that we did it! Kurumi is done! So the only reason why we would continue treasure hunting... Well... It's basically for the achievements, but I'm happy to have it done. Yay us, go us. But now, of course, we do have the other portion of the game to work with us, so let us do that. Okay, I love it. Icy Peak. I hate that it shakes like that sometimes. You just gotta, they'll be on the camera. Perfect. Yes. Okay, sorry. And of course, since I didn't play for a few, that's why they're like that. And, well, we gotta make more soon, but we should be good. I think we're just gonna be a little under. I'm so sorry for your loss. But by next time, we'll be able to, I believe, grow the friendship, so... This is where we're at. And I hope that also by taking the photo actually helped too. I don't know if it did or didn't. There's no proof, but I don't plan to be here super long. I just kind of want to collect some of the stuff and of course take care of the other bit. I won't have her this time. After all, since the music is all messed up. But again, hopefully it'll be better next time. I hate that it is messed up. Not what I was hoping for. That's for sure when starting out, but I always double check, and yeah. For sure it is. But I'm not sure how to keep the capture card actually locked and loaded with everything. Maybe I gotta do some other, like, permission stuff. But I really don't know why. It just was like, nope! For no reason. When it comes to the permission stuff, because it should just automatically just be it as it is, but... I know I was also acting a little bit funky the last time too. Like for me, I kept on hearing stuff that was doubled, so... Yeah, I don't really know what to do about that. Like, I don't even know who I should be reaching out to for it. I mean, there are a couple. Which I could put in a support ticket for. That's what happens when you're using, like, right, dueling, items anyways. Of sorts. We still have about 7 to look for, by the way. I'm not gonna look for them this time around. We'll look for them another time. But they're out there having the time of their lives, I'm sure. But you know, if Windows didn't have to be so finicky, this all could have been avoided. You know what I mean? Like, if Windows didn't have to just give up support on 10, this wouldn't have happened. Just saying, buddy. Now, is that one that I'm missing? Or what? That does beg the question, doesn't it? Oh boy. No. Because if it's one that I'm missing... I would do it. But if it's not one I'm missing, then why am I doing it? You know? Not stuck, not stuck, believe. Also, I just realized, didn't I say get the gemmies and they're not being collected? Or did I choose something else? Now I'm confused about what I selected. Oh dear. I thought I did. What do I know? Like, some of them are not in their normal spaces. Granted. So yes, I did, but man, it is... I guess in its own planet, world, space, you name it. Oops, sorry. Alright, let's go over here and see what's happening. Technically, it's one that's a bit rarer, but not so rare that I feel like doing it. So we'll go back here. Okay. Hello? Okay. Well, like I said, how I was gonna do this. By the power of a picture. So I'm gonna say let's go. And hopefully I can do this. Okay. So like it doesn't... Shit. It doesn't make any sense. Like what? How was that enough time? Also kind of messed up. Oh no, I didn't. It was just because of the way I have it. I see. But I'm having the most... Like, what in the world angle did you just do? But, yep, I'm so good. I forgot that this one isn't timed, and it was new. So it was kind of worth it. I mean, for me, sorry, okay? Yeah, I'm a cheating cheater, McCheat cheats, but I don't care. I mean, of course, then you have the right buddies, and then, you know, if you have the real right buddy, then you're really playing big hit brain over here. I'm playing small brain, but then that's even more fair. You know what? Because I don't need it in my life. But there we go. I needed this in my life. God darn it, it is so hard to get those. Ridiculously difficult for no reason, but... I think this does it for what we needed to do over here, which means also that we are done of what we need to do overall in the game, I feel. So while it will lighten up my face depending on how the time is, we will go ahead and let you go. You're free, and in turn, I will do what I do best and forget to give you anything. Oh dear, buddy. Wait, did I need to make more? No, we're good. I don't need more of his caps, so we're good. But in turn... Wow, what a journey, what an experience, what a time to be... Oops. In the game. Again, so sorry about the audio, but I hope that still this visit was at least worth it, especially given that finally a visitor was here. I was worried that the visitors were a little bit broken. And what I mean by broken, I mean as in that they were so broken to the point where they couldn't actually come by because they're just so new. Because I know there's been some issues, but luckily those issues are totally not, at least amongst, darn it. Oh, wait, no! Yes, it worked! I was so disappointed, but we got it! Ah! I thought, oh, it's all full. Oh my gosh, that was such a happy surprise. Because we did it! I'll go put it on. But, yeah, the newer visitors were messed up. Tsune? Tsune? Again, I'm trying to think of other characters with that kind of spelling for their name, but I don't have enough in my repertoire. But what I do have in my repertoire is enough to show off this. Let's go! Yay! Yes! But, you know where this is gonna go, of course. On a null! Because it has to be the way that it is. But I do hope, though, that the next time that a visitor does come by, that is actually going to be worth it. I am so sorry. That is not what I meant to do. In the ways of who's gonna be here, right? So yes, I do have them like them, but opposite. That is the point. And of course, we did see the character hat on the knoll, you know where. But this is still super exciting. But yeah, I don't know what happened with Monica. Because that just did not work out at all. No. And that sucks because we need Monica to actually have these two eventually move in. I don't have places for them yet, but we'll hope for that. If you have any other visitors, though, that are outstanding, that are expected to arrive this time of year, because of course, well, gotta wait till winter, then of course you will have them hopefully in your arrival time. That is for the 3 days. Again, Pumpa Puddin's mama hopefully will actually want to have a request, and thus then she can be a permanent resident, and then finally we can get this darn quest done with. Because this is ridiculous that it is not done. Also, what's weird and not done is this. Again, I think it's a visual glitch error kind of thing. And then, of course, as far as this goes, again, we just have to wait until level 30, which again is going to take us about 6 days or so, maybe a little bit longer than 6 days. It all depends on if we do get a blossom or not. But I'm happy that we are making progress all the same. Again, especially with Kagumya, and it's been fairly quick all the same. As far as, though, for the rest of the endeavors for what happens for the time in ways of the 50th, I am still unsure about how these items are going to go in the ways of, again, for the window. This is the only part that's still a little bit confusing, because I'm not entirely sure what that means for her window and when that is to arrive, because of course we do have another birthday celebration just around the corner, which I'm wondering how that's going to work out. That is for, well, when we get to the mixing of certain ingredients, because that is in the wings and waiting. But I'm excited to see what will happen with that, as well as, of course, mixing and making all the other things for the event. So I forgot to say this too. Again, but when I was talking about, not balloons, but, you know, I could be talking about balloons, but for events, specifically for the Interlude here of Dreams, while it is still behind, some of these are just food items. So keep that in mind also when you're making this stuff, is that, you know, it's a food item. So if you're missing some and you're like, why didn't it fill out? That's the reason why. Otherwise, of course, that is going to be based off of the daily rewards, which, of course, at this time, again, we are just all full, but not fully complete. But I am hoping that I can get to the rest. I did not customize, of course, the first bits of outfit-wise of combinations, but we'll get to that hopefully in due time as well. Again, getting the cool stuff, which, you know, maybe if I actually paid attention to one other part, I would actually have the answers. Now, wouldn't I? Yep, that's how I would know. But what I also mean by this is because of birthday window. Yeah, and also the window for their birthdays, they give you a little bit of extra time, so I'm wondering how that's going to work out. But hopefully it will, and again, we'll hopefully see the flowers specifically over in the, again, Merry Meadows area. That's about it, but I will hopefully have enough room for them to spawn. I will also make more room if I have to, which I might want to do before we even jump in further. That is, well, further in the week. But speaking of this week, again, as the days go on and as they stare into our soul, will we be lucky enough to be graced with Pum Pum Puddin's mama's presence, and thus finally have her to 5 stars and progress through a beautiful quest? And with the visitor that is finally visited, will we see them again ever so soon, let alone any of them that are waiting in the wings? And of course, when it comes to the DLC, what in turn will be unveiled again as soon as we get to level 30 with Kagumya? And of course, most importantly, will the audio ever find peace once again, given that, of course, always with updates, there's always something that has to go awry? I guess only time will tell, but that will be next time. And thank you again so much if you did stick around through this beautiful, beautiful part. And hopefully again, next time it will be fixed up to be as it should be. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, once again, my name is Lisa, but can go by Lister Lise, and I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be.